Okay. So what's the worst thing that's going to happen today?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you're right. I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna lose. and
Yeah,
right. You're going to learn something, and then you're going to go back and train. You know what you want to work on, and then you're going to do the next one.
So back to life, failure is one of the main recipes to success. And if we take that motto that Chet's saying is, what's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, I could lose everything. Could you?
Lose what?
Yeah, what are you losing? You have no control over nothing in this world, right? You're not going to lose everything. You're going to figure the shit out, because when your back's against the wall, it makes you work a little harder. It makes you figure things out a little differently. Hey, Maurice.
What's up, man?
What happened when your back was against the wall not too long ago?
Jake.
Here it goes. Feel that volume. Yo, Maurice is so pissed off at us today.
Yes.
He's so mad at us today.
Why is that?
Because he thinks that the champs ain't the champs. You know what I'm saying? Maurice, we got you, baby. We just need a little bit of direction, all right? Before every fight we get in there, we don't know what the hell's gonna happen. We just like have our coach tell us, be like, look, get your shit together. Be like, oh yeah, that's right. We are champions.
Right.
But we appreciate you, bro. We are back. We are back. We are back. I love that music right there, boy. I just love that theme song. Whoever made that song, give a shout out to us, man. All right?
You're welcome.
You made that beat. I don't know where you come from and who you is.
You're welcome.
You made that beat. We making it famous, okay? We making it famous, baby. Quick, guys, boy. Another episode of Champ Talk. How y'all living today?
I was good. I know there's a button for it.
We're good.
No, you're great, bro. I saw what you did to me on the mat today.
Yeah.
Dude, that deserves a...
Look, yeah, but you
What?
you can't do
A
that.
fucking sound guy. High five the sound guy. There we go. Where's the high five? People are gonna get
It's not in the budget to fire anyone.
Gosh, man. Well, guys, welcome to this next episode of Champ Talk with Brandon Hudson. I am your host, Brandon Hudson. To my left, back again is...
The Eric Evans.
Stop turning it down.
All right, come on.
And to our far left is...
Chet again.
Just Chet. Guys, this episode is brought to you by SBY MMA and Fitness for all your combat sports needs. We are located at 600 Pure Fitness in Glen Avenue. We have a new schedule coming up over there, baby, so hit us up. We've got a lot of openings. And for you parents that got children that don't got no gym class during the daytime, we are pioneering with a potential midday combat sports schedule. So something to think about.
How many classes right now?
Right now we have over 35 classes.
35 classes.
Yes, we have over 35 classes, brother.
Where else can you get that?
Georgia?
Speaking.
I don't know.
You could get it in Florida. I heard Florida is very popular right now. Florida, New York, California, Texas.
Lots of cases. My God, he's funny.
Oh, man. But yes, this is brought to you by SBY MMA and Fitness. Also, we are looking for potential sponsors for Champ Talk. So if you guys want to get advertisement, you guys want to have this little teeny logo right here, then give us a holler, okay? We also got this nice information board right here. Do you see it? It should say, Brandon Hudson is fucking awesome. I love this guy so much. Holla at me, holla at me, holla at me, and you can get on here. But yeah, we would love to put your logo and company out there. We do want to say thank you to the brand, Maurice Waters.
Yes.
He is a genius at what he does. He did literally just raise his voice to all of us just now, loudly, put his hands on his fucking hips and was like, boys, I've been telling you for as long as I've been telling you, you suck. Get this shit together.
Or you're gone.
You're gone. You know, me and Cheddar scrambling like, no, we got this. Eric's like, yo, I ate 6 times.
Somebody was scrambling more than me, though.
Oh, I ate at Cracker Barrel. I was so happy.
Yo, listen to the shit Eric talks to us about. Tell us about your Cracker Barrel experience. First of all, when are you just taking trips to Annapolis just to go to Cracker Barrel?
Why were you off for that day? Why did you miss why'd you miss?
All right, technically speaking.
Because I wanted to go to Cracker Barrel. I took off the whole day for it.
The day, I took off a week. We went down there for 5 days, and I ate at Cracker Barrel 5 days.
Oh, my gosh, bro. You told me you were working on your diet, dude.
I did.
He did.
I worked on it, dude. I put on 6 pounds.
Eric's on that straight-up seafood diet. Seafood, eat it.
I do. That's great. But I had to celebrate. It was my son's 9th birthday. So if I could have went there 9 times, I would have went there 9 times.
Ain't that his celebration?
Oh, he ate there too. He ate there
Dude,
too.
so tell us about the dumplings. How many dumplings did you eat, sir? Tell us in both mics.
5. Not 5 dumplings. So listen, no, the thing about Cracker Barrel, which is why we need one in Salisbury, Cracker Barrel, hit me up. It's cheap for a lot of stuff. You get 3 sides or whatever. So I ordered chicken and dumplings with a side of dumplings and a side of dumplings and another side of dumplings. Yeah. And I ate them.
Oh my gosh. How was your vegetables?
Is dumplings a vegetable? Yeah.
Bless your soul. Bless your soul.
Great, man.
Well, that explains your top pressure and your passing. That's what was up Saturday.
Yeah. I
Good
was a little
jujitsu.
heavy. I was a little heavy. You're like, man, you're playing heavy now.
So now I know why you were so good today. Because the fucking dumplings
That's
all
right.
week.
This is
You're
my
like,
dumpling pass.
Yeah, you did say that, dude. You were the what,
Best I've ever felt.
Heaviest I've ever felt. Well, I'm the heaviest. I mean, but,
Oh, lordy, man. The shame and agony we go through as fighters.
so what y'all talk about last week? Because
Last week, we wrapped up the social climate segment. So that should air. Well, no.
Now? It's already been-
this week, right? So, by the way, we're 1 week behind, guys. So forgive us on that, but it's just easier for everybody. Trust me. But we did miss you. Your presence is definitely felt here, even though you're never on point or prepared.
and Chet hates me.
Well,
I hate both of you equally.
thank you. See, that's
Just so you know.
Yeah, it's all we're on the same page here.
That's good.
Yes, and then we had a couple introductions and stuff like that. So we're feeling good, man. But
And we introduced something new.
Yes,
and we'll talk
something
about
new.
it later or in the middle.
Sounds
whatever.
good.
But
it's cool.
champ of the week.
Right, and I inspired you guys because I was gone and you realized the champ wasn't here.
Eric,
Yeah,
literally,
that was kind of
literally, we built a little
we were
shrine
feeling,
of you over
yeah.
there. I stole your cup from your locker. We put it up there. We sniffed the cup a little bit. We passed it and drank your sweat juice out of it.
There was a
And this is the cup
Put
that has
a-
holes in it.
No,
So everybody
we plugged the holes. So
there was like bamboo and some incense burning. And
yeah, it was weird. We got shut down by the fire department in here. It was real in the field. Needless to say. So
But we missed you, and now you're back. So that's
Yeah, so it's over.
yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. So we got a big fight card coming up. We're going to get off the touchy subjects, and we're going to talk about something.
Did you see
real.
any of the fights this weekend? Though
This past fights?
This past
Brunswick.
Saturday.
Only highlights, brother. Only highlights. I was literally in Ocean City.
Brunson and Shabazz.
I was
and
on
nobody.
vacation eating dumplings, so
I was literally in Ocean City.
I had a
sitting on the
carb.
beach.
I passed out from the carbs.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll find somebody else to talk to about the fights this
Tell
week.
us something about the fights.
No, I mean,
run through them though.
there's just a lot of good fights. I mean, Brunson, Shabazian.
And everybody had Shabazian coming in.
Everybody said, "Oh,
winning
yep."
this game.
And we had talked about that. Everybody jumping on the train like the new guy
Yep.
is, and that was another one of those situations. And
Right.
Brunson, in his interview, said, so been around, fought the best, and he
has.
went out there and did it.
What did?
It's good, though.
How did he finish him? How'd the fight go? Tell us about it.
It was that was TKO.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah,
Why are you looking up at the sky? His or hers?
praying.
That you don't ask him no more
And,
questions.
yeah,
What
Did I see-
round?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Where did you watch it?
On this phone,
What were you wearing?
nothing.
Who were you with?
By myself, watching it on my little phone.
You sure that's what you were watching on there?
Yeah, positive.
In between rounds, you were watching something else on your little phone
Right.
with your little man.
Yeah, I was coming up with notes for this freaking podcast.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That's what I was doing.
Thank you, Chad.
Yeah. In between, the
appreciate you.
entertainment, I was coming up with notes for the for your podcast.
Well, that's why you're a real one. Okay,
That's why you're on here.
you're a real one, bro.
We need you.
We need you. We learned that we need you badly last week. So tell us about these notes. What other fights were on?
So I'll just go through the winners. And Maya,
Oh my gosh,
she's awesome.
she's a problem, ain't she?
One with yeah. So it's gonna be tough
That's
stuff
Maya.
there. Vincente Luque, Luque, just like saying Luque. Who else won that night?
I'd rather
Bobby
talk
Green.
I'd rather talk about the guy, the bar fight.
What bar fight?
You know the UFC player? The
Oh
UFC
yeah, Mike Perry. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Jeez,
platinum.
what a fucking douchebag. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
His
No,
last
that's.
name.
I mean, those were some of that was the main card, but Bobby Green was another. He won too. That was another good fight.
Yeah.
I think he was actually coaching somebody that was on the undercard. I can't remember
Really?
who that was.
And they came out and
and
fought.
he was
Nice.
actually fighting. But it was
Where was the
Around-
fight
it's been
at?
around a while.
It wasn't on Fight Island, was it?
Vegas. No,
Vegas.
Fight Island's done for a while.
Nice.
But it was Vegas.
Nice. Was
Yeah.
it still the same format and setup where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Well, we got a big card coming up. We're all excited. August 15th. So when you see this, it should be this weekend. The trilogy fight, arguably the greatest heavyweight fight in the UFC in history.
I agree.
Because this will cement Daniel Cormier's legacy, and this will cement Miocic Stipe's legacy.
One or the other.
For guys that don't know, Daniel Cormier has a perfect record other than the bouts with John Jones, and there's a couple asterisks on those fights.
22-2
22-2.
That's one.
with
'cause
one
they threw
no
one out, right?
contest.
One no contest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two because of Stipe. You're
So
right.
he
Stipe is
Yeah,
19-3.
now Eric and I, and probably Chet as well, were watching Daniel Cormier extremely out of shape fighting in Strikeforce years ago as a heavyweight. He was very, very heavy, and he was
And short
and
compared to
short
everybody.
to all of them. And I
And
mean,
he's still short.
to all of them.
And
to
fat.
Stipe.
And he's still fat.
He is, and I'm not really a big Daniel Cormier fan. I respect his game, and I like him analytically. I think I think his trolling is kind of unnecessary, and I'm just a fan of some good solid trolling. I don't like the let me just sound good and then sound
I love it.
ridiculous. So, but yes, I mean Daniel Cormier's a legend. He's
He
definitely
is.
did his thing. He killed it in Strikeforce when they merged with UFC. Came over, and he fought in heavyweight, and then he went
No,
to 205. At light heavyweight, dominated that circuit up until John Jones, and then dominated the heavyweight, got the heavyweight championship. Really, one of the smartest fight IQ people in the game. I mean, he's got a lot of knowledge.
Not against Stipe because that was kind of dumb.
You know, in the heat of the battle, man, he
did.
wouldn't have
I
done.
know.
He would have coached somebody differently than what he
You're right.
decided to
You're
do.
right. You're right.
But Stipe also. So let's back up. First fight, Daniel Cormier knocks out
Knocked him out
Stipe.
first round.
First round, catches him. Daniel did say that he knew that when Stipe came out of those clinches, he came with his hands down. So they
Fight
worked
IQ.
that. Fight IQ.
IQ.
Block, put him down. Stipe's first loss.
Right.
And then after that, Stipe came back. They had a freaking war for 5 rounds.
Was it fourth or fifth?
Fifth round, Stipe started going to the body
liver
with some
shots,
really good
body
liver
shots,
shots.
man.
Oh my gosh! Ended up going to the body, hit him too many times, and then clipped him really good, and
And he was
finished the
losing.
shot.
And he was losing.
He was losing the fight.
Definitely losing the
Daniel
fight.
Cormier was winning the fight.
And his corner kept yelling for him to take him down.
Yep.
And he can do that stuff, and he chose to try to knock him out again, like he did last time, and got out of it, and he knew it.
Correct.
He actually said it afterwards. He knew he messed up.
Correct.
So
And I think that it's easy for us to sit here and anybody's here said you should have taken him down. Cardio takedowns take a lot of cardio out
It
of
does.
you. You know what I mean? So we don't know what level of exhaustion he was in. I mean, it was a 5-round heavyweight fight with
Right.
2 of the best in the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we get that understanding, but we really don't know what was going on. It did appear like his ego got the best of him. He thought he could stand with Stipe and finish it out like that. Maybe he was looking for a finish. But either way, it was a very, very entertaining and exciting fight. So
it was. And I'm looking forward to this.
I am too. Maybe we can all get together for
I will
once.
definitely watch it.
With us?
I will definitely watch it.
With your friends?
Come on, man.
Yes.
The Fight House is a great place to watch it.
It is.
We keep it under 6. We wear a mask the whole time. We stay 6 feet apart. And that's what we do.
It's true. Why did that happen?
You're right. I will.
There's multiple rooms, and there's only 10 to them.
Well, it was really cool when we were rolling Saturday, and then when we were rolling today, and we were wearing masks when we were rolling.
Yeah.
man. I mean,
All right, imaginary rolling. We were doing like step sparring, but rolling.
Yeah.
Talk about working on your cardio.
yeah,
Yeah.
it worked great.
Absolutely.
Fine.
Got another headliner though. The co-main event is a really good one. Sean O'Malley,
Oh, he's
Sugar
good.
Sean.
He's good, man.
He's stepping up in competition, man. He's fighting Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera's no slouch.
Who you got?
I got to go with Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sugar's dynamic. I think his stand up is so distracting that it takes you away from doing the things that you want to do on the ground. And he's smooth. He's slick. I like him. I'm on the hype train with him. He's 5'11" at 135.
He's definitely a superstar in the making.
Yep, Marlon Vera is 5'8".
Yep.
So it's definitely a height reach there.
Right.
So we'll see, man. I think it'll be an entertaining fight. We also got Junior Dos Santos. He's back.
He needs to retire.
And you know who he's fighting, right?
And another old guy.
He's fighting the 10-1. It's hard to pronounce his name.
Rosenstrike.
Jargino Rosenstrike. That's the guy that split your guy, the stand-up guy. Overeem has split his lip wide open and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not going to work out for
No. Now,
You thought it was bad when he was just talking about Junior, and you're like, he needs to retire. And now you're like,
oh no, Junior don't want to do that.
Fight hasn't even happened.
Ain't that a shame? Oh my goodness, it catches up with you, buddies. Sorry.
And we got a good looking card here, man. John Dotson's on the card. He's always excited to watch.
Frankie Edgar's fighting again.
Oh my gosh, please.
Edgar is fighting?
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's going to fight BJ, unless he's fighting BJ Penn,
isn't he?
I mean, nobody wants to see it.
Let me see.
I love Edgar, dude. I love Edgar.
Oh, we all do.
It's past his time, man.
We all love him. It's hard to watch when you love these old school fighters, man. That had cemented their ways into the legacies and done so many great fights.
And then you watch them just get demolished.
I mean, like Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo, who's only 31?
Yes.
That's crazy to have dominated for 10 years like that, and then just he did well though. I mean, I'll give him that. He did all right.
I think it's the elevation or the evolution of the sport. One thing I think is maybe it is time to switch camps. Maybe it is time to go somewhere where it's completely opposite of what you're used to.
They've tried that.
He abandoned the leg kicks during that fight. These are some of his greatest attributes. Yep. So he abandoned the leg kicks during that fight. It was just, and then you just got these animals, man. These youngins, man. I think when you're talking about being a veteran in the game, you got to put them away early.
Well, the big thing about that is, like in boxing back in the day with Tyson and all that, the intimidation factor of somebody with a big name when you're going in there with them, and the new generation
want that. They want that smoke.
They don't that absolutely no fear about stepping in there. They just know without even fighting them that they can beat them, and that is a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I think that one of the problems with that and why people don't intimidate is because once they see you lose, they know you got a chink in your armor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
that's true.
I think that when you're that killer and that finisher like he was in his early career, I think there's a level of holy crap. What am I doing? But when you're talking about, even Anderson Silva, dude, I think Adesanya said it, and arguably Adesanya's the best in the world. Adesanya was like, dude, I'm in the cage with Anderson Silva.
Right.
Like I don't care how old he is, he's Anderson Silva. You know what I mean? So there is a level of that, but. Majority of them, these youngins want it. They want that smoke. You know what I mean? Now, there is a little bit of an intimidation factor with Khabib. People are a little shook down from him. You got your people like Conor and Tony and Gaethje. They're
Justin
not.
Ain't no joke. No.
That's what October 24th.
I can't wait for that one.
I'm gonna have to go with Khabib on that one.
Khabib and Gaethje.
It's good.
I'm gonna have to go with Khabib.
I know a lot of people going with Gaethje, but Khabib gets him to the ground, and he probably will because he gets everybody there. There's nothing he can do about it. Everybody's just thinking that maybe where he just lost his father, he won't be right.
No.
He might not be able to train right or whatever, but he might not care. You have no idea where his mind's going to be, and that does make a difference.
Absolutely. One of the things I think is interesting is the level of respect he had for his father's decision making. So if his father said we were going to do something, he did it.
Right.
No questions asked, career-wise, training-wise. Right. Obviously, him and his father were close and loved, and his father was definitely well-respected in the game. But I think now you might even see a more scarier Khabib just because he doesn't have that. He's the father now. You know what I mean? Like the torch is passed, So who knows, man? It's a shame that you don't see like Conor McGregor really take his career serious. And
because I would love to see Conor and Gaethje. Because you talk about them standing up.
Oh my gosh,
nothing
dude.
But that would be so entertaining.
And I get it on one hand. I get that, dude, you're
I know he's
You're
got
rich now.
$200 million.
You've done it. You will always be a legend in the sport, what you
Right.
did. But at the same time, it's like,
It's smart though.
bro, it is.
It really
It
is.
really is. But you're so good. You know what I mean? Like you could really solidify yourself as the greatest. And people, if you rewatch the Conor, everybody talks about. Again, we got a bunch of dick riders in society now that look at highlights and that's what they want to say, especially in MMA. But if you really break down the fight with Conor and Khabib. He said he was hungover when he fought that fight. You know what I mean? He said he was going through benders and shit. But even more so, he did not get destroyed like Khabib destroys everybody. When Khabib gets you to the ground, he fucking destroys you, dude.
He looked like he was destroying him to me.
Nah, man, rewatch it.
I mean,
Rewatch it.
He looked like he was working his tail
Rewatch it.
every round, but
He did, but it wasn't it wasn't like how he did Poirier. It wasn't like how he did, Michael Johnson. Conor was defending well. He was getting up. He just didn't really have that offense that you normally see. So I'm not saying that Conor is the magic mystic back, but I do think Conor's given Khabib more of a run than anybody else.
That's why I agree with you on the Khabib and Justin. I would 100% would love to see Justin win. I like Justin.
I do too.
But he's not used to being put on his back, and the stamina it takes from you when you're trying to get up and all that.
gosh.
He's gonna be gone after a few rounds. I don't see how he can keep up with him for 5 rounds. So, and hopefully it is 5 rounds, right? Because it's the main event.
Oh, it's
regardless.
5. It's 5. It's crazy. Like when you watched.
Oh
they
no,
call
Gaethje's
him-
the champ, so it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
When you watch the what's his name, the big Khabib, or the guy that we were talking about last week, who come in and he fought 2 fights in 10 days
Yep.
and stuff like that. That style, that level of sambo / wrestling is just unreal. Like if you really don't know it and you haven't experienced it, it's hard to understand how much pressure and how hard it is to deal with that. But dude, I mean, it's just blanketing and just smothering, and you don't see a lot of technical jiu-jitsu going on. You don't see a lot of like straight up smashing, like Americanized wrestling going on.
Right.
You see this different kind of style where these guys are just pinning an arm, holding a leg, keeping their head pressure
Wearing
on
you out.
wearing you out, knocking on you, beating on you every chance they get, which goes back to a lot of the fighting that you do and teach when we going on the ground. It's like, yo, why are you playing jiu-jitsu so much? Punch them motherfucker in the face. You know what I mean? Like hit them. Right. And it's just, man, it's so smothering. I would love to train with a guy like that and kind of experience that. I have not experienced that kind of grueling. We did have one guy from Philly come in one night, and he kind of had that smothering type of pressure and stuff like that, but he was also kind of like a foot guy and ankle guy, so you really didn't have a go. But that was the same night. It was I can't remember his name. It was he was Russian. He come from Philly. He was a truck driver. Just randomly popped in our gym, and he's like, hey, you guys, he's got the accent. You guys train? Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm like, you done jiu-jitsu? He's like, yeah, a little, like that, right? And I'm looking at his fucker's
And
ears, right?
destroys everybody.
Well, no, we hung well, but he was giving him. But it happened. Our boys from Infinity, Mike Otwell, and them come by, right? And Mike Otwell completely ignored me the whole time because he finally had somebody that was worth his salt, man. And they just battled, bro. I mean,
Really?
it was such a good fight. The guy rolled with the guy, battled with him too, and I gave him a little bit, but he was the dominant guy.
But a different style than what you might have typically been used to.
Oh yeah. And I mean, it was fun. And then we sparred, and it was a totally different story. he was the guy was flipping all my leg. But he was a humble dude, really cool. Gave us props, shouted us out, and he fights with that. The older guy, I don't remember his name, but it's an older guy who's in the UFC who keeps winning with like Ezekiel chokes and stuff like that.
Nice.
He's got like 50-some fights.
Man, okay.
I can't think of his name. Fact checker.
Monsoon.
But he's good. He's good.
Not Monsoon.
No.
That's
It's
the
close to.
Monsoon
I know who you're talking about.
It's another long pronunciation name. Isn't that messed up how we just like see these long names and we just kind of override them? Like, I'm not going to pronounce that.
Right.
Norman Jakinov, I'm not going to pronounce that. I'll just call him Khabib. You know what I mean? It's like,
Aaron Garrett, Khabib American Murder.
yeah, I'm not going to pronounce that. It's so fucked up, dude. I was talking to my friends this weekend, and I was like, my name is Brandon, D-E-N. I said, so it's important for me to know your name. I want to know how you pronounce your name. I want to know what your name sounds like. I said, because everybody spells my name wrong. So, and I've got a client, his name is, he'll tell you it's Moses, right? But it's actually in Brazil, it's Moises, right? Moises, like that, not Moises, it's Moises, like that. So I'm emphasizing that name. Everybody said, no, it's not Moses, it's Moises, And this lady was, oh, I love that name. It's such a beautiful name. I was like, simmer down, man. He's taken, okay? Calm it down. But yeah, good.
A lot of good stuff coming up.
Good weekend of fights coming up this weekend. So we're super excited, and I look forward to watching that. And maybe we can get together at the Fight House. Maybe not.
Maybe. And maybe Khabib too. Talking about not sure where his head's at. Maybe he's in that place where he's like, it's my time. I thought it was my time before, but now it's really my time.
But he said
maybe,
he's got.
And maybe we thought we saw him let loose before, but maybe there's more to come.
Yeah, I mean, because he's boring when you watch him the way he does that, but he's an animal, man.
Oh, man.
And if he turns up and ends up being, adding something else or doing something and just shocks us out, it'll be unreal. Because if anybody can ever just go undefeated, he's going to be him.
Yes. And I think that'll solidify it. Now he said specifically, Gaethje in August and GSP in the spring. So
GSP's too big.
If he fights
GSP's too big.
GSP wins.
Yeah, GSP's too big.
I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to go with the too big. GSP's too good. GSP is good. I think he was one of the most underrated fighters for the longest time. Because
but doesn't that make you want to see that even more?
I want to see it. I think that'll be a great fight. I think it'll be a good challenge for Khabib. If you say he's too big, look what he's doing to everybody his size. You know what I mean? I think that he could bulk up, put some muscle on.
I'm not saying he's too big. I'm saying GSP's too big.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you think GSP's too big, look what Khabib's doing to guys of size. He's destroying everybody.
But, I mean, I can't even see them matched up. I don't even see how they can make weight like that.
I mean, Khabib has struggled with making weight before. He's failed on the scale before 3 times.
Okay.
He's failed 3 times on those 2 or 3 times. He's failed on.
You know why? Chicken and dumplings.
From where?
Well,
Cracker Barrel.
Then I'm
shout out to Cracker Barrel.
Then I'm going with the chicken and dumplings guy. Then I'm going with Khabib. No, it would be great. I'm not sure. I still remember GSP fighting Matt Hughes and all that. So even though he came back and fought Bisping for Bisping's last time, because he's been around a long time, GSP was a decade before him. I don't know how he can keep up with him though. You know what I'm saying? Like if he can get it where they are similar in size, I don't know. GSP's good at taking you down and all that stuff.
He's also good standing.
I know he's
really good at standing.
Absolutely,
so,
is. But I don't know.
I think it would be good for the sport. I think it would be good for both fighters to solidify their legacies.
GSP already did that.
Well, he did.
I don't know that he
did, but you remember, so when GSP was fighting, I think a lot of the reasons why everybody counted him out and everybody jumped on obviously Anderson Silva.
Everybody wanted him to fight Anderson.
Yes, and obviously Anderson Silva was dynamic in the cage. But nobody really gravitated to GSP style because it was quote unquote boring, but it was effective. It was MMA. If you can't fucking stop it, why are you going to stop doing it?
And there's no way the way they were built that they shouldn't have fought.
I agree.
And I think Anderson would have won at the time back then when he was that dominant.
Yeah,
But I don't. Everybody talked about it. There's a lot of people went GSP's way. I mean, a lot of people. So
and we thought that then, but if you think about the evolution of the sport now, if GSP did what Chael Sonnen did to Anderson, and GSP was more effective than Chael Sonnen, who knows?
You're right.
Who would have known?
And he likes to do the same thing.
He does.
And he's
better than Chael.
He likes. Yeah, he's way better than Chael.
Yeah, and he's better than Chael.
He's way better
but
than Chael.
The world may never know.
No, they're not going to.
And now it would be a waste of money.
It would.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see it.
I like the Anderson Silva Anthony Pettis fight. I like that fight. I think that's a good fight. I think they've either signed it or they're working on signing it. And I think that'd be a great fight for both of them's legacy.
I think he needs to stop.
Well, I do too, but
Eric wants everybody.
No,
quit.
listen, it's just that he was like an idol, man. You look at him in here, and I'm like, this dude is so good. He can keep his hands down and put his face at you, and you can't hit him. And then he can jab you and knock you out. Forrest Griffin, who was the light heavyweight champion, he go boom, and he go. Don't know where he is. I remember because Kevin Moonwall was the referee.
Yeah.
And I text him right away. I'm like, dude, that was fake, wasn't it? He didn't want it. He just got it. He said no. He hit him on the button, and he legitly put him out with that, man. It just didn't look right, And I was like, this dude is so good. And then he gets his ass beat all the time now, and it's like I hate seeing it. I hate it.
I know. Speaking of Kevin Mulhall, UFC referee, that's funny. No, it's coincidental. So Rick Desper, our coach Rick Desper, he originated from Ground Control. He's with us and helps us out and stuff like that. He put up a post saying that Name one thing that
Oh, yeah, I
in
saw that.
training that you had to adjust and make happen. Like you had to do that was miserable, and you adjusted and make happen. And he talked about how Coach DeMont, for the fight that he fought, made him. Rick had broke his hand early in the camp. And Coach DeMont made him hold a ball with that broken right hand up to his head, and just made him jab over and over again. And I remember during that time, Rick used to complain about that. He complained in a way that a fighter does, not like in a bitching way, but he was just like, man, my hand's killing me. I don't know what DeMont's thinking. And all of a sudden, Rick wins the stand-up battle in his fight. Like he looked way better standing than he's ever. He's never really had the stand-up that he is according to his ground game. So he talked about that. And he was absolutely miserable. But I'm forever grateful because now I have a good jab and I keep my hands up. You know what I mean? So of course I went on there and said, there was this one time I was sparring down in Pocomoke Karate and Judo with Eric and Coach Dante, and I sparred like any other street fighter, with my elbows out, my hands low, and you know what I mean, like Doverdale, like what's up, you know what I mean. And Dante, who's
135 pounds,
135 pounds, was not as built as he is now, as strong as he is now. Way more experience with the stand up than I was. Walked me right into a spinning side kick, dude. Hit the liver and just dropped me like a ton of bricks. And of course, Eric's laughing in the background, and everybody thinks it's so funny that I always get beat up all the time. But I of course, Eric's like, "Get up, come on!" It was just a liver shot. I'm like, "I know, Coach, I'm working."
But it cracked a rib.
Yeah. So I get up and I start fighting, and something was just off. I didn't know.
Your ribs.
I don't know what was going on.
Your ribs were off.
Something was just off.
I remember the X-ray. This is what I look like.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm done. And needless to say, I had 2 broken ribs from that. You know what I mean? And I never fought like that again. So I was forever grateful.
Right.
You're going to learn today.
Absolutely, dude.
And Dante posted that all over the place.
Oh, my God,
the
man.
rib shot. I mean, he had the X-ray. on
2
Facebook.
ribs were broken in half. And ribs are so painful to heal from. But anyway, cool story is Dante had said something. That Dante had commented how you guys went to Kevin Mulhall school. The not many people know that y'all's a little bit of lineage. And tell us about that, Eric. Stop fucking texting.
I got nothing.
Why is your wife texting you during champ talk? Melanie, stop it. Tell us about that experience.
No, he's
years ago.
Oh, so Kevin Mulhall did Karate Jitsu, and I used to make many trips up to New York, Brooklyn and all, where my instructor's from, and have a lot of battles with a bunch of people up there. And Kevin was there, and they'd come down to do, and it was so intimidating. Like he'd come down, there'd be like 6 of them, and I mean they just like built, because Kevin Mulhall was just put together, and you're just looking at him like, oh my gosh, and we got spar all these guys, right? And had a blast. But I remember hitting one of them one time. You see where I'm like, I did some mess, and struck one of them like, bam, beautiful. And the dude looked at me and laughed, and then he said, I don't know what he did, but he was like, he did a bunch of stuff, and then like a little bit of blood trickled out of my lip, like he hit me like 5 times or something. Like I don't remember what happened, but it was like, oh, this is great. But we all decided, this was way back, before.
This was like 10 years ago, right?
This was before my fight.
Yeah.
I think it was before my fight.
Yeah.
We decided, the black belts from, Karate Jitsu from down there was going to go up to Kevin. He invited us down. He had a Muay Thai champion that trained under him. And he was getting ready for a fight, title fight, defense. So he wanted us to come up there and fight him. So we went up there. Of course, I love Kevin. I was actually, one of the times I was injured, went up there, my shoulder was, I went to do some stuff. There's some stuff in there where we're popping, and I'm hitting a pad, and it just burning, man, So I'm lucky I actually didn't get fight because I watched him just tear some legs up, and none of us did that. It was before mine, of course, because nobody did stuff like that.
So you had like a karate style versus
everybody
Muay Thai.
was karate, Muay Thai. He was kicking everybody's like nothing else but legs. Dante was quick to jump up there.
He fights anybody.
Dante, Dante.
Dante,
Love
Dante. He fights anybody, anytime.
And it's like watching him fight
care.
like Ryan or something, and he's trying to reach up to hit you up in the face, but and he can't. But he will go and fight anybody. Love it. And he would hit them legs, and next thing you know, Dante can't walk. Dante's like, oh, and it was unreal. And
Old school Karate King now, staring on the crane. And shit.
and the other guy that commented, Eli, he hit him with something like leg shot, and then I guess he punched him in the nose or something, and whatever, he lost his balance with his leg, and he went back, and then he went back like 10 more steps, and then hit the wall and slid down it or something. And it was just like, and his nose was bleeding or whatever, and it was like, wow. And then I told Kevin, I said, because I was chomping at the bits watching it, I was like, oh my, I would have loved to been able to fight. And then Kevin said, "Nah, you wouldn't have." He actually said that. He said, "It's not worth it." He said, "Nah, man," because and at the time I'm just like, man, Kevin, he must does he not know who I am?
Right.
And in reality, seeing what he commented on there tells you it all.
Yeah,
it was a whole different style, a whole different thing,
which he knew because he was Cardi Destroyer.
Right. And he said he knew that. You're going to tear them legs up and you're not used to it. What are you going to do about it? And that's all he did. You took our legs away from us and we had nothing. And so, he said that. And I thought that was funny, man, when he put that on there. But
yeah, that was really cool because he ended up commenting on Dante's comment about, we had a little bit of unfair advantage. You guys fought hard. And so funny story, like Eric has told me about all these people that he knows right throughout the martial arts scene. He knows
about when you met him?
Kun Lee, and he talks back with him. He talks with the guy from Shaolin's school or Shaolin, who you know up there? Vitor Shaolin. And I'm like, how do you know these people? Like, you're from fucking Pokemon, right? Really? He's like, I know Kevin Mulhall, right? The referee. I'm like, okay, Eric, cool. You must have had an interaction one time, right? We're at Shogun's fight watching Mike Otwell fight. This the night Mike Otwell broke the record and he was
his ref.
He was his ref. We're at the stadium, the Royal Farms Arena, right? We're sitting in the fucking bleachers, not even in the front row. We're like on the stands on the second level. Kevin Mulhall stops everything he does and looks up at Eric. He's like, "What are you doing here?" Right?
And ran over there.
And ran over there. Shot it up, and I shot it up. And at that time, that was the moment that I realized that I wasn't shit.
You're like, he does know people.
He knows these guys.
It really does. It's big time.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Kevin Mulhall is one of my favorite referees, though, just because you know him.
but it's for real. When we went up there to the dojo, we would spend the night in the dojo, like on the mats.
Cool.
Because we'd all go up there and we'd have nowhere to stay, man.
No
money. So everybody would stay up there, and it was so funny because me being Diana's, one of her, like the one who ran it back then. He let me and Diana come back and stay at the house. So we actually didn't have to stay. We actually didn't have to sit on
in the dojo.
All the rest of them had to, man. And I was so happy. And took us out. We actually went out.
Oh, wow.
We went out and they showed us the strip, went all down to, to see everything.
I bet
the Big
that was
Apple.
cool.
Oh, it was great. And I'm drinking and they're all Puerto Rican and stuff. So I'm out there, these huevos! And they are dying. I mean, we had a great time.
I can imagine them seeing you drinking. They were having the best of times.
It was, and I'm like, huevos!
Oh, that's great.
And they loved it, man. We had such a good time. So.
That's great. So, Chat, let's switch gears. Let's talk about the, what is it, Chat?
What are we talking about?
Athlete of
the champion of the week.
Champion of the week.
Yes. So I actually nominated this person because I'll tell you why. I nominate Mayor Jake Day, right, as champion of the week, right? And I'm going to tell you why. One, he's an active mayor who is currently on active duty, right? He actually got deployed. And he's over in Africa, I believe, serving for his country. He doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to do. He's the mayor. He can do whatever he wants, kind of. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really have to do that. And for him to be able to do that at this time, I think is pretty impressive and really really remarkable.
And he's still checking in on things too.
And he's still checking in on things. Nice. But that's not necessarily the reason why I wanted to nominate him this week. This week I nominate him because of the roundabout. The roundabout in Salisbury. Right?
You like it?
I love it. I love it because it makes sense. It's easy, and I have been stuck multiple times in that traffic area.
Yeah, you're not now?
Not at all. Have you? Have you been on it yet?
I have.
What time?
Probably 5. Like when the whole point of it, and you come around here and you got to yield while people keep going around in a circle.
That's a
And
roundabout.
So you sit
That's what
there,
happens.
right, and you're sitting there, and the roundabout just don't stop.
Right.
So you're there for quite a while.
Longer than the light. Because if I remember,
There's the light's still there.
no, the light's gone. If I remember the stoplight,
had a light there?
The roundabout was a stoplight.
Oh, was it?
So you see, it's motherfuckers like you.
I don't even know why I hate it. I just hate it because it's a roundabout. I just hate it.
No.
Humbug.
I didn't realize that the light was right there because
Yes.
that isn't where I always felt like it was backed up. It was coming up a little bit further where the bridge stuff is, man.
Those two lights combined created, in my opinion, 45 minutes of congestion. Like I would be stuck there
Right.
for over 20 minutes on a good day, and sometimes 45 minutes, whether what direction I was going, right? And you'd stuck, right? The roundabout to me makes sense, you know what I mean? And I like
does.
roundabouts because. So a little bit of history. People don't like roundabouts in America because of National Lampoon's movie. They had that movie where they kept going around and around.
Big Ben again.
And people got
Big Ben again.
So mind you, remember,
Yeah.
remember,
Big Ben.
this was back in the 80s where all people had was TV. We didn't have anything else, right? So when you saw something on TV, you were like, oh my God, that must be true. I mean, we got to remember, guys, we had people actually assaulting soap opera stars back then because they cheated on their wife on the story, right?
Right.
We've had people that actually believed that the world was coming to an end because they put a movie up that they talked about the end of the world. So people were very influenced by TV.
I've never
back
had a
then.
problem with roundabouts anywhere in the.
Never.
I've never driven in another country, well, except for Mexico, but I've never had a problem with it anywhere in the U.S. where there's a roundabout.
Great,
I
man.
don't understand.
And they save way more money on overall taxpayers for like maintenance of the lights, traffic jams, accidents, stuff like that. And they're just smoother. Now, right now, we're going to have a bunch of hiccups as far as like, trying to figure it out. Like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting at this forever. It's going round and round. There's going to be some confidence issues. There's going to be some things. But overall, dude, I think it was a great, great thing. It looks cleaner.
Looks nice.
Did you like the thing in there that's leaning a little bit?
The
You
obelisk.
looked at it.
The dick.
It's leaning. It's leaning.
They literally put a penis up in the middle.
And then they put it up. Not.
It actually, fun
know
fact,
it is,
it actually
yeah.
supposed to lean.
Is it?
You know that was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was what was downtown, which that was great. I thought they bought a whole. I thought
it was
they spent
great,
a whole
yeah.
bunch of money on a leaning dick, and I was like, what in the fuck? Right, but no, it's actually great. It's a monument that was downtown, and what a wonderful way to utilize something that was here
I
and had to
agree.
go. So,
I agree.
Man, but I'm very happy. I'm very very impressed by the way it looks, and I think that Jake Day gets champion of the week for for that call. So shout out to Mayor Jake Day. We all wish you much safe travels. Thank you for everything you've done. You've been on our show. You've co-signed us a lot. We were just so super proud of you. And there's a lot of naysayers in this town who don't like change, and it's just so inconvenient. But it seems like it's working. So, Chad, what do you think about the roundabout?
I like it. Like you said, I've never had a problem with the roundabout.
No.
I mean, any of them ever.
Because you
Anywhere.
can drive.
I can drive. It's not that.
Eric's like, I don't like it at
It's
all.
not that.
No.
Well, but I mean, some people, probably the same people that are complaining about the roundabout can't figure out a four-way stop either. I mean, to be honest,
So I can't figure
Which
that
do I
out.
go now? Do I go now? And then somebody's
you're
nuts,
saying
but they're waving you
Dr.
on.
Mike don't like it neither.
Dr. Mike didn't like it ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah, we don't know what his
No, he posted something afterwards
Yeah.
about it, about what he thought they should do with it.
Now, some people have their own
And his
issues with
issues
it.
down there. I mean,
They will have their own
and it
conception, their own perception.
it might not be.
And then some people are just going to hate on it just to hate on it.
Yeah,
'Cause
it might not be the perfect scenario, but I think once we get about a year under, everybody will adjust and figure it out, and we'll be good to go. So, comment on this. Comment your opinion about the roundabout. We'd love to hear what you think.
and then nominate your own champ of the week.
Yes, please tell us who your champion of the week is, and tell us who you think should deserve it for the week. We'll take in all of your considerations because leave it to us three. We're gonna pretty much fail Maurice every time. So, Jake Day, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Switching gears. I put up a live video this past week, and man, I was feeling myself. I was beat up. I was torn down. I think Tyre beat me up in the ring, and for some reason, whenever I get beat up and I hit those bottom of the maps, bottom of the what is it?
Barrel.
Bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
But the mats work.
Bottom
in this case.
of the barrel moments. I just I get such a sense of appreciation and such a sense of oneness with myself. And I got on the rant, and I wanted to know, when the fuck are y'all going to wake up and take your life over? When are you going to take control of your life? You know what I mean? We have so many moments in life, so many opportunities in life where, you know, we can decide to take control of our lives and take control of the things that are sitting in front of us. And for whatever reason, you know, we pass up that buck. You know what I mean? We pass it up, you know, because maybe we feel like we can't do something. And that's the word I really emphasized in that post or in that rant was, you know, the word can't.
It's burpees.
Burpees, baby. Burpees. 10 burpees for every time you say camp in our facility.
And that's 3 times you just said it.
Well, you know, I'm a champion, so I believe in myself.
You and me.
But what I'm trying to explain to you, and you said it too, so you owe me burpees too. I don't think you've ever done a burpee for me.
I'm not going to.
I hate you. So, but yeah, dude, like we limit ourselves so much to these things that are powerless, man. We talk about, you know, I can't do this because of my job. I can't do this because of. I'm using an analogy. I can't do this because, you know, I don't have the right income, or I'm making too much money at my job, or I can't work out because I don't have time. And we keep saying this word can't over and over and over and over and over again, associating that with our lives. And you know, that's the reason why I make you do them in my classes, because first of all, I didn't sign up to train you to hear the word can't. And I know most people will say I can't do it, but no, they just use it in a way that is a subconscious way of paralyzing your inabilities to do things. You know what I mean? So
that's a great word too, because that happens, you know, not just in gym, but in life. It's you get so overwhelmed, feeling so smothered that it's paralysis.
Correct. You feel like you're stuck. And I think,
but then you have to give yourself permission for I can.
Yes. Or I am. I am even more powerful. And I think, I might be wrong who quoted it, but I think Henry Ford said, you are exactly what you say you are, and you are exactly what you say you aren't. So you're condemned by your own tongue. The verbiage that you say that you are as a person is who you are, whatever your outcome is going to be. So if you're believing that you cannot take control of your life because your job has got you paralyzed, quote unquote, that's exactly where you're going to be stuck at. You know what I mean?
If you think you can.
If you think you can, you will.
If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Correct, right? And I'm just so curious because, man, a lot of people that week, that's what I kept hearing, dude, from my clients and some of my people's like, you know, oh, well, I just can't seem to find the time to do this, and I just can't seem to, you know, make this happen, dude. Fuck that shit, man. Like, it is your life. You have one life to live. You have absolutely one life to live, and if there's anybody that can contest to that, that's myself. You know what I mean? I thought for the longest time that I was not able to be who I wanted to be. Dude, I sat at this body shop that I worked at for 7.5 years, right? I sat at this body shop. I was good at it. I was really good at my job, okay? I was the highest man on the totem pole. I didn't do any of the work, okay? I just wrote the estimates, took the pictures, dealt with the insurance company. I negated the estimates between the insurance company, the customer, and our body shop, my body man, excuse me. And I was the one that essentially made the company money. I was not the backbone, because I feel like the grunters, the guys who are actually standing on the vehicle, they're the backbone. But I was the one that made sure that everybody got fed well. And I liked my job. I didn't love it. You know what I mean? I enjoyed dealing with the people. I enjoyed helping people through that thing. I enjoyed helping my body, man. I got a sense of worth when I got an estimate. I was able to add stuff that needed to add to it so my body men could eat, but I was also able to get the insurance company cool because we can't, you know, body shops will put
and you're
going to
have to deal with them constantly. So
yeah. And when I did deal with them, it was a pleasant experience, and the customer was happy with the quality of work. I like my job. But I sat every single day, dude, wondering, what the fuck am I doing here? Am I sitting in this office?
And those years add up and go by quickly.
7.5 years went by fast. And I did a lot of good things, and I'm forever grateful for that experience because I learned how to deal with people. I learned a lot about myself, but that was not my why. That was not who I was meant to be. And I sat around, dude, and could not figure out what I wanted to do with myself. And you remember me. I was fighting for you. I mean, I also had my hand in a lot of other things, but at the end of the day, nothing was giving me any kind of true fulfillment in life. And I accepted the reality of this is it. I knew there was something more that I needed to be doing. I knew that there was a bigger thing and something different that I could be doing. And I literally come from nothing, like we all do. We literally come from the bottom of the barrel, man. You know what I mean? My mom was like, Brandon, you didn't come from Skid Row. You didn't do that. Mom, you're right. I didn't come from Skid Row, but Mom, you understand this, that your reality of success, right, is not my reality of success.
Right.
Okay? My reality of success is different than the way that you had. My parents handled their business, and my parents did a lot of, man, dude, look, we had good Christmases, right? We had a lot of love. But we also charged them credit cards for Christmas and then paid them off all year to do it again and over again, right? I was on free lunch tickets and stuff like that. So, I had a happy childhood. I had a great, loving family, but that was not a definition of success for me. That was mediocrity. You know what I mean? And so when I say I come from the bottom, I've fought tooth and nail for everything that we have. And granted, I had to go through a major life-changing experience, but that life-changing experience made me realize I was not in control. So all that can't shit I was saying, where I can't get another job, I can't figure it out, I never tried. I never applied myself. I never went outside the normal, outside the box thinking of, let me get up and go to work and let me do this. You know what I mean? And it paralyzed me, dude. It paralyzed me. It started messing with my confidence. It started messing with who I was. And I was just stuck in this bubble of mediocrity that I was repeating that I had been grown up with. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had bigger aspirations. So when I came home and I went through my life changing experience, dude, there was no limitations on anything. And I cannot even believe where we're at now. Like, I mean, this man was like one of very few that came and saw me, right? And when we would talk, I would sell him the same dream I sold him every time I was in camp, that we were going to do this and we're going to get together. But this time there was no camp. This was like real life, and this was like my back was against the wall. I came home to like $7,000 a month worth of bills that I had to figure out how to manage and minimize because I can't afford that. Convicted felon, and all I had was little teeny jailhouse papers saying I'm going to do this and train fighters, right? And hoping that my guys would come with me. But I not one time, one moment throughout all that brand new Brandon, I never said can't in my mind. I came to that gym with that was my number one rule. I'm not going to put up with that word. If you say can't, you owe me 10 burpees. You get 3 today, and that's it. And we still do that to this day. And people hated me for that. But I started understanding that if you put that word can't up on a pedestal and you fear that word can't associated with some sort of fear of burpees, then what other word or what other the insecurity can you put up on a pedestal of fear and eliminate that from your life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I told you too that, and that's it's great that you just said that then, because when I watched your video and I started thinking about that, and immediately after that, Facebook scrolling, and somebody had posted that quote that I sent you that was basically, if you can't conquer fear, do it scared.
That's right. Absolutely.
So, I mean, simple words, but wow.
I mean, look, I'll take this with this man right here, because he never told me this until later on. But when he went through all his surgeries through that time and came back and we did that jiu-jitsu tournament, and he went into I think he was a white belt, and he went into the advanced no-gi, right, and beat a purple belt, solid purple belt, and won a belt. I mean, this wasn't just about the jiu-jitsu thing. This was about him coming through triumph and coming through so much adversity. There was some fear that day. He was so fucking nervous, dude. Meanwhile, this guy's, man, I honest to God, I love Eric to death, man. And I've looked up to him for a long time. But, I mean, he's always been this killer. We went to one tournament, he was ready to fight because some dude cheated. I'm like, chill out. But just seeing this killer nervous about jiu-jitsu. And I mean, he was like shaking a little bit. We would calm down, and he went in there and performed excellent, and won a belt. And he walked over and he got a little emotional about it for getting this belt. I never knew this, you know what I mean? Of course, if he did, we'd have been hugging together. I love you so much.
I didn't do it to him. I went off in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. But that's a prime example of what you're saying. I mean, there was some major fear that day. His wife's telling him not to do it because she's worried about him being on surgery again. He's not even sure and believing in his ability. And it comes off and it's got a belt that we need to put on the wall. He still hasn't brought in.
Well, it's kind of too when you realize what the situation is, meaning what's the worst thing that could happen. And if you already know that, then
let's rock.
Then go.
I told you,
go all out. Why not?
Mine was always more of everybody who knew me growing up and knew what I did always thinks you've been the same way towards me, though. It's like oh, you can do this. Oh, you're going to win. You're going to go do this. And it's so much pressure that it's like, I can't lose. If I lose, everybody's going to be like,
What?
you know, and I don't know why I let everybody do it. But then at home, I walk home with the belt, and I told my wife, I said, honey, you know what's up tonight? Because if not, she's sleeping in the bed tonight.
And look, and for the viewers that are listening and not watching this, if you just saw him, he's got the belt hung around his shoulder.
Like
He's
Flair.
bouncing up and down as he walks around. I mean, it's so great.
And I put it right in there, and she went to take a shower with her. When she got out, I had the belt sitting up on
That's
her pillow,
awesome.
just sitting up there. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
And that's a prime example of how fear can paralyze you, and how thinking that you're not able to do something can paralyze you.
But you said, and people were telling you, oh, you're don't worry, you're going to win. You're going to win.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, in one of the tournaments we went to, there, I'm not gonna call him out, but he was really concerned. He was like serious. He's like, he just wanted to win. And, you know, everything was getting in his head. That's why I said, so, okay. So, what's the worst thing that's going to happen today?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you're right. I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna lose. and
Yeah,
But
you're going to learn something, and then you're going to go back and train. You know what you want to work on,
It's
and then
the
you're going to
truth.
do the next one.
So back to life, failure is one of the main recipes to success. And if we take that motto that Chet's saying is, what's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, I could lose everything. Could you?
Lose what?
Yeah, what are you losing? You have no control over nothing in this world, right? You're not going to lose everything. You're going to figure the shit out, because when your back's against the wall, it makes you work a little harder. It makes you figure things out a little differently. Hey, Maurice.
What's up with it?
What happened when your back was against the wall not too long ago?
You were looking at it.
Yes, sir. We're looking at it. You know, it's a prime example of where fear creeps in and says, hold up. Your life that you thought you had control on is not what it is. And fear creeps in and says, oh, my God, I'm not who I thought I was.
But what an opportunity.
But what an opportunity.
Right.
So I challenge you guys out here, take control of your life, man. Good. Take control of your life and start saying, I can. Take 3 can't statements that you have that come to mind immediately. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do that. Take 3 of those and then look at the exact fucking opposite, okay? And stop settling for the shit that you think you can't do, because I promise you, as we're all 3 sitting here, you can't, 4 of us, we're all sitting here, you can do everything that you put your mind to. And I challenge you to do that. Comment, let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you think as far as you know, how you feel about what you can and what you can't do, and how we can help you. Guys, this is another episode of Champ Talk with Brandon Hudson. I am your host, Brandon Hudson. To my left.
The Eric Evans.
And to our far left.
Chet.
Just Chet. Guys, what are you doing today to become a champion?